Got it.
Nice. Atta boy.
So we have the goal in mind of going to catch some spawning to pre-spawn fish in Salt Springs, Florida. We launched the boat in Salt Springs Run, and we made our way through the run, looking around some of the reed heads and any places that have sandy bottom, looking for those spawning bass. And then we're also casting around some like speed worms and swim jigs, things of that nature that resemble some bait fish. Hopefully, trying to get some fish to reveal themselves. And then we just kind of made our way out to Lake George and looked around, and most of those springs, there are a lot of community holes, but it still holds a lot of fish. We went down to Silver Glen and looked around down there, and just saw a ton of big ones. They just weren't ready. We had a cold snap the night before, so it made it pretty tough, finding those fish locked on the bed. So we kind of then went from there and ran back into the run, and we were able to catch a couple on a swim jig, a couple 3.5s. We were able to catch one bedfish out of the Glen that was locked on, and I mean it took like 3 flips. But anything you picked up on, Dawson?
It wasn't the day we were hoping for exactly, but we did see a lot of big ones, saw a lot of activity, but weren't able to capitalize on the fish that we saw, because they just weren't locked down. They weren't ready for true bed fishing. But we did have the one in the run that was locked down. We actually caught her twice. Dad pitched in there, caught her one time, and then I came up to the front and pitched in a few times, caught her. And then you caught one in the run, just throwing a swim jig, and then he caught one off of bed in the Glen early in the day as well. So four good sized fish, but not the day we were hoping for. We were hoping for a lot bigger bag, a lot more fish, but it was kind of slow. But that was kind of expected because the cold weather the day before, and but we had a good time. That's what's important, and hopefully we get back out there and catch more big fish.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just, you're always looking for just the stars to align with all those bed fish, and it's really difficult being down here in Florida with all the different weather changes with these cold snaps. They'll pull up, they'll cold snap, the water drops. That's why a lot of times you can go look around in these springs around the Glen and Rainbow River, places like that in Florida, and the water temp stays a lot more true because it's a spring, and then you're able to kind of find some of those fish a little differently, or maybe a little earlier than you would in a lake per se, when they really have to key in on water. So it makes it tough, but you just go out and hope for the best. You never know unless you go fishing.
A few weeks later, we go out to our hunting lease, and we're looking around, listening for some turkeys, because spring turkey season was approaching, and we're out there calling, just seeing if we could see any. We heard a few gobbles and didn't see very much, but
man, that one bird was hammering it. Dude.
Oh man, absolutely hammering it.
Every freaking owl hoot, every crow call. Yeah. I mean, just absolutely smashing it. Definitely get your blood pumping. Get ready for early in the year here in Florida.
But then we went out there to take some soil tests. Whitetail Institute soil tests. We're testing our food plots. We talk about it a little bit, but take some soil tests, send it off to see how your soil's doing, what you can do to better improve your food plots, to manage your game the best of your ability.
We're here in Florida. We're at one of our food plots. We're getting ready to soil test. It's in the middle of March. It's the weekend before turkey season, so we thought we'd go ahead and get a soil test and get ready for preparing our soil for after turkey season. That way we can go ahead and get our summer and fall plots established, because the thing with Florida is, and a lot of the southeast is, as you can tell behind me, there's a lot of we're in a pine plantation, and so we gotta kind of do our best as wildlife managers in order to increase the nutrition for our deer and turkeys and quail. So we put in food plots within these pine plantations, but we run into the problem of our soil is really acidic. So Whitetail Institute makes it really, really easy for you guys to do a soil test. And when we do that soil test, we can send it off to the lab, and the guys, agronomists at Whitetail Institute will actually give us feedback on our soil. And it roughly only takes 24 hours by email, but you'll have your soil test back within a week at the latest. And so what they'll do is they'll tell us how much lime we need to add, and they'll also tell us what type of fertilizer and the amount of fertilizer we need to add in order to increase growth and increase the nutrients within our plants, so we can maximize food plot and nutrition for our wildlife. So within these soil tests are extremely cheap. I recommend you getting one for each individual plot, and that way there might be variation in soil series across your property, and that's how we eliminate that, just by going ahead and testing each plot. So within our Whitetail Institute soil test, you'll find many things inside. We got a soil checklist. We got the submittal form. That way we can check exactly what we're going to plant. If we're maintaining a plot or starting a new plot. We got just some rye in here, then, so we're going to get rid of this and get some increased nutrients here. So you can check whether you're going to plant imperial clover, chick magnet, pure attraction, and so within the soil test, you'll have your soil sample bag, and what you'll do, there's instructions on the back. Basically, you'll fill it to the line, fill out your name and address, your city, and your zip, and then you can put field notes. And what we like to do is label each individual stand that we have food plots at, or each individual food plot. That way we know when it comes back from Whitetail Institute exactly which plot the information is for. And then they even conveniently send you the U.S. Postal Service envelope that's already labeled for you, so we can go ahead and put our soil sample back in that bag and send it back off to the lab at Whitetail Institute. Even though spring turkey season up, as a game manager, land manager, you're always got to be thinking about wildlife management in the back of your head. So going forward, we're focusing on turkey season, but we're killing two birds with one stone. Essentially, we're getting food plot samples, and for our taking our soil test for our food plots, and while listening for turkeys. But we're also, while preparing for turkey season, we're also preparing for the upcoming deer season, because down here in Florida our soils are so acidic that we have to take those soil tests and get a lot of lime, and get that process going, put a lot of extra lime in the soils to balance that pH, to make sure that we can actually grow nutritious supplements for our wildlife. And in order to, you got to hold them and you got to grow them at the same time, like we like to say. So just keep that in mind. You can always be doing something in the woods to help your wildlife, and hold them there. And while you're getting ready for turkey season, you can also be working on your quail habitat, your deer habitat. All of it goes in the mix. So just keep that in the back of your mind, as you go forward and work on your property.
thank you for tuning into the Bland Outdoors. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We had a great time making it. And, you know, feel free to leave any comments you have in the comment section below.
Yeah, we encourage everybody to keep catching big fish, killing big deer, and hearing a lot of gobbling turkeys.